Dollface and I are playing with the pipes again, and I've chosen a few from my vast collection. I'll just hover them over them to show you, and some of these are very interesting for one reason or another. It is a large collection, there is some duplication, but there is some variation, so I'm going to point some of those features out to you. Right, this is the collection in a rather nice champagne box, and I have tried to sort some of these pipes out into their constituent parts. For instance, you'll see in there lots of TW pipes, you'll see new makers, different makers there on the stems. You'll see local Fife pipes, and you will see plain pipes, and everyone has a story to tell. From this part of the collection, we've already had a look at the differences between all the Victoria pipes, or the Vicky pipes, which we like to call them, and it's just amazing how small variations make it a new and exciting pipe to collect. So we've had a look in here, in this bit anyway. There are others, and I have already sorted these and put them here, and there are still more. And I even decided with the plain pipes to make a little clangers video. Now that was a while back, so I may add that at the end just for a bit of fun, but I'm going to bash on because all of this does take time. So as I was saying, Dollface and I are playing with the pipes today again, and I've made a selection, and I'm going to start with this one, which is a TW pipe, and it's interesting because the heart motif here on the TW pipe is engraved. It's a lattice work, and the TW on the front is in an ovoid shape. Now, every TW pipe isn't the same. There are variations in the shape around the TW, and the letters themselves can distinguish which maker it is. So if you look for those two characteristics and the differences in the lattice work, also distinguish between makers. So this one I thought particularly interesting because I found it in Scotland, and saw the heart on it. Not as common in Scotland, but you do find them. I thought, oh, that's one from Berwick. That's a tennant pipe from Berwick. So it was interesting when I found out that actually no, it isn't from Berwick, although you do get them from Berwick. You get them from all around the northeast. They all have TW on. Some have, if you saw the video yesterday, some have the suite of playing cards, you know, the hearts and the jacks and the clubs and things like that on. So it was very interesting for me to find that this one was made in Leith. So I'll just put it down there. Here you go. The camera focus is much better when I'm not holding it. So here we are, a Leith pipe with a heart and TW. So as I say, it's more to do with where you find them rather than TW representing one clay pipe maker. It's been a pattern rather than a particular clay pipe maker. But we can say, because we have the pipe bowl and the stem, that this one was made in Leith by W. Christie. So I thought that was an interesting distinction, and as I say, there has been at least 19 so far that I've found out, different clay pipe makers that have used the TW on the pipe. So it's always nice to find the stem and the bowl together so we can distinguish between them, and obviously both the Leith pipe maker W. Christie and the Tennant pipe makers down in Berwick have used the heart symbol. So just another bit into the debate. The debate rumbles on. Clay Pipe Making Society debate it often, and here is, I think, a number 13 or 12, so that's possibly the pattern number. Okay, so that's that one. So I thought that was a nice place to start. So these three hand pipes also look interesting, and I wonder if you can see the difference in them. There are a few differences, and you can distinguish between them because this one here, I'll just point it quickly. It's a right hand, and this one here is a left hand, and another right hand. Even though they're just hand pipes, there's still a lot to distinguish between them. So are they right-handed or left-handed? Do they have banding on the seam? This one does, on both sides of the seam, and no banding around the rim. And this one has no acanthus leaves on the seams. And this is the right-handed one, and this one has distinctive seam decoration as well. So it's just interesting to look at the variations in these pipes, even down to looking at the shape of where the stem meets the bowl. It's also a diagnostic feature, as is the width of the pipe itself, or the diameter across here. Now, as you can see, one is smaller than the other, and the clay is much thicker in one. So these can all be distinguishing features. So pictorial on the clay pipe is interesting, the seams are interesting, the rim is interesting, as are the stems. And so I think I'll leave that there, but it is nice to look and compare what you might think are common pipes, but they do give you diagnostic characteristics. And I can see that the sleeve here is different as well. So they are interesting and different. So this little pipe as well is interesting. It also has TW on the rim and quite a deeply incised pendant or stamp on the front. And what is interesting about this, it may have been discarded because it is in a really bad state of affairs. It's obviously been in a fire, but that will get cleaned up eventually. The initial cleaning's been done. But what is interesting about this TW pipe, because of the region that it was found in, I'm going to say is another pipe maker. So on the stem here we have Mackenzie. So we have White, we have Mackenzie, and we have Tennant so far. So I hope you're enjoying these little explorations into just another TW pipe, but no, it's more interesting information for the debate. And on the back here I can see something like potentially bur or butt. You decide, and if you have any more information you can always tell me. It may be that it says bur, so this might be an Edinburgh pipe. So there you are, just another little interesting look at the distinguishing marks. And I do know that you all like figurative pipes, and this is a smaller pipe and it has what looks like a high heel kicking a football. So I thought I'd show you that one and say maybe women's football is older than we think. Here's another interesting one. I'm just going to try and show you the detail, because this hand pipe has no TW on the front, but it does have a stippled effect on the hand. I hope you can see that detail. It's just like pierced, stippled, and look at the size of that pipe, and there's where the teeth marks are. Just thought I'd add that into the mix as well. Very short pipe. Probably had a spur there, and there is no name on it. But as I say, it's an interesting pipe, slightly different, and of a slightly different darker clay as well. Now this one again is interesting to me. It's a little pipe made by Keane. We are pipe makers in Perth, and Perth isn't really that far from me. It's the next county along, and as I say, it's always nice to find some local history. So there we go, it says pipe, and let's see what else it says. So it also says Klondike. Now the Klondike, I'm sure some of the American viewers will know, was a very large mine. We had Klondike pubs here, because it was just an incredible successful mine. So this one's a Klondike pipe from Perth, and Fife, as I've mentioned before in other videos, go and take a look, is a wonderful place for mining history, and I wrote books in my 20s on just such topics and issues. So there you are, a lovely Perth pipe. So on to my last two now, and as you might have seen in the last video, you do find free gardener's pipes with Masonic symbols on, and there's a great history, as I say, of mining here, a great history of a Masonic history as well, some of it associated with mining, not all. And on here we have the end part of the word Dunfermline. And on the back of this one you have Cowdenbeath. Now, as I've mentioned, we do have a great history in Fife of mining and miners. So this will have been the Beath Lodge in Cowdenbeath, and each of these lodges had a distinguishing flower or feature on their pipes. So there we are. Let's just see if we can see the makeup. And it is again W Richmond, and I gave you some of the history in the last video I made. So I'm going to call it a day there, because I really am quite quiet and don't talk a lot. But I do like to share these things with you. Okay, so thank you for watching, and let's just say Dollface should give up smoking. Shouldn't you, Dollface? Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and we can keep these videos going with little snippets of information on my mudlarking finds from Scottish bottle tops. Thank you, and bye bye.